The left's Green New Deal calling for a World War II-level mobilization involving replacing every building in America, banning nuclear energy.
Sounds good.
Ending air travel.
Finally.
And even ensuring economic security for those who are unwilling to work.
Finally, those unwilling to work have rights. The plan doesn't have a price tag on it. Some estimates claim it'll cost $7 trillion. That's way too low.
Way low.
Others peg the cost 5 times that.
Someone said a gazillion, right? Here with Reality Check is the author of the politically incorrect guide to climate change. That's what it looks like. And the executive editor of ClimateDepot.com, Mark Moreno. Thank you so much, Mark, for being with us. You told our producers this deal is a big bowl of crazy. Why do you say that?
Yes, this is essentially the environmental left and the left wish list of the last 40 years, all thrown into one package, and they don't want to debate it on the merits of the economics. We're told we need to do all of this, from banning meat to airline getting rid of to getting rid of the internal combustion engine, all to save us from a climate emergency, and yet we're not told how to expect better weather if we actually pass this thing. It would have no impact on the climate, even if you believe Al Gore and the United Nations and all the silliness that sometimes they claim. This plan is plagiarism, pure and simple. They borrowed it from the 1960s and 70s. In my book, I detail how different environmental scares, overpopulation, resource scarcity, even global cooling, had the same solutions: wealth redistribution, central planning, sovereignty limiting, and just a massive government intervention.
Mark, what I'm saying, you could be an environmentalist to the left of Al Gore,
Yes.
and obviously she is, and just say, this is not practical. I've spent my career as a lawmaker, legislator. Why would you stand behind a deal like this when it looks like something that was put out by a 10th grader?
It's actually, 10th is being very, very generous.
Let's go 7.
I would go as low as 3rd grade. I mean, this is just a big bowl of crazy wish list of everything you could imagine. And I think the whole release of this, they've bungled the release. They put in their unwilling workers. They had to pull it from the website. There's a whole dispute over what they meant on nuclear power. They haven't even got this straightened out. But what they do have straightened out, this is the litmus test for the 2020 Democratic contenders. And in a way, they've given anyone who cares about free markets, liberty, and science a grand opening to expose anyone who signs onto this plan.
You say it's the Democrats' wish list. Even my Democratic friends would probably say they like their cars. They don't want to work so that everyone else doesn't have to if they're not willing to. They don't want to redo their apartment buildings because, buildings would have to change the way that they get their energy. They like their meat. They like their airplanes.
Yes.
I mean, whose wish list is this?
This is the far environmental left has been pushing these exact same things. I interviewed Václav Klaus, the former Czech president, in my book, and he says the greatest threat to individual liberty since the fall of the Eastern Bloc — he was the president of the Czech Republic — is what he calls ambitious environmentalism. They have been trying this over and over. Now, mainstream Democrats, Nancy Pelosi is being called a climate denier by climate activists because she called this the big green dream. She's dismissing it. She's not putting AOC on the Climate Change Committee. So now Nancy Pelosi is seen as a climate denier by the activists. This is a real big shift.
Has anyone mentioned this to Russia, China, or India? Because even if this was the cure-all, it's not going to touch the planet because nobody else is buying into it, let alone us. Mark Moreno,
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks so much for trying to unwind the crazy.
Thank you.